Hey, how you doing? Gavin here. This is a little video of the new Maverick Quantum Flux. I put a couple of videos up of it last night, doing a couple of quick speed runs while being eaten alive by mosquitoes and full of hay fever. So yeah, this is just a little quick one of the truck for people who are looking at it and there's nothing on it yet and wondering what it's like. Well, I took a jump and went and bought one. I watched Aussie RC Playground's unboxing, so I'm not going to go too deep into that about all that stuff. If you want to see what it comes with and yada yada, I highly recommend jumping over on his channel, Aussie RC Playground, and watching the unboxing he does. He goes through the car in depth. Yeah, the radio is quite good. Couple of things I've done with mine. That cover flips down like that, which is pretty cool. That's your speed for how fast it goes. You turn that down, slows it down, you turn it up, goes faster. This one here is reversing and braking. That out of the box comes obviously set to maximum. I've backed that right off because the braking strength is just so strong and it goes in reverse as fast as what it does forwards. So I've backed it right off, so that's like it was there. I've turned it around so it's flush, so that's like heaps, and I'm still suffering a bit from hay fever from flying model planes yesterday. I've done that, and I've turned the steering directional rate right down. Makes the car do a bigger turn when you're going slow, but at speed this thing can be quite touchy, and as you'll see in one of the videos, I spun it out and almost ended in disaster yesterday while trying to swipe a mozzie off my leg, and that motion of taking my hand off the radio, smashing the mozzie and coming up and grabbing the wheel again, just that little twitch that I did while grabbing the wheel made the car spin out and almost end in tears. So to turn that down is this one here on the transmitter. That one there, that's the steering directional rate. I've turned that one down. The top one there is your steering trim, and that one there is your throttle trim. I haven't touched the throttle trim. Out of the box, I did calibrate the speed control. Even though they say they've done it, it's just something I always do with all my cars and everything. It just felt a little bit like there wasn't much in that portion of the throttle. So it's a lot better once I've done the calibration, so it's highly recommended. It tells you how to do that in the book that it comes with. It sounds nice and good. Metal pinion, plastic spur. That seems to be holding up really well. This car does wicked off the line burnouts. It steps sideways really, really nicely. It looks awesome. It doesn't have the highest top speed, as you'll see. I expected it to be a bit more than 76 kilometers an hour that it was doing, but it accelerates really, really fast. And yeah, I reckon a bigger pinion would tame the aggressiveness that it has at the moment, and hopefully can get it up to 100 kilometers an hour. That'd be a nice target for it. Yeah, I think 100k an hour would be a damn good target. So all I did when I flipped it out on that video was I just scuffed the wing, which you would have heard, and it managed to get in there somehow, and on the bottom part of this splitter, and that's it. Car's holding up really well. I've driven it about 5 times now. I've got a couple of scuffs on one of the wheels on the other side. Sorry, I'm not the best videosman, whatever you want to call it. Couple of scuffs on one of these wheels, playing with it out the front of my house, and spun it out on some loose rock, and it slid into a curb and just scuffed up the wheel there, and just there on the front of that bottom splitter a little bit, nothing drastic. But yeah, no, the car's going really, really well. Very happy with it. For $599 Australian, I definitely can't complain. It is all plastic, but that's not a bad thing. Being a road car, it's not going to get bashed like you would with a dirt car. Suspension is really, really good. I might harden up the rear a bit more. You can wind these springs. I might put a bit more in the rear. It does seem to squat a bit under hard acceleration, but it's not too bad. Yeah, we got a bit of room there on the motor. I can pull that out a bit more. I'm going to try for at least a 20 tooth and see how that goes. Motor mesh on this thing is great. There is no wear on anything, unlike my armour cars. Every armour car that I've had so far, I've had to redo the mesh, otherwise it chews out my pinion gears. 15 kilo steering servo. It's a bit dusty, I haven't cleaned it yet from yesterday. These tyres seem to be pretty good. Yeah, I can't really say anything bad about it at the moment. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's a bit wiry at speed, but it does handle pretty well. And the best thing about being plastic, that's where I was going with that, is rather than metal bending and staying bent, plastic will bend, as most people would know, would bend and come back. And the chassis, you can bend the chassis a little bit. It's a tub chassis, but it doesn't stay bent. It returns to as it was. So yeah, in my opinion, all plastic is not always bad, especially on a road car. Yeah. And these seem to be pretty beefy. I am keeping an eye on all these links, from like the old ones, and watching the videos on the monster trucks and things like that, how they seem to fail. But it's pivot ball suspension on every wheel. Fronts are adjustable as well, but I think the front compression's fine. I don't think that needs any more. I just might put a little bit more on the back. I was going to take the centre diff out and lock it with silicone earplugs, although it is, the grease, or whatever it's got in it, is pretty thick. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'll keep running it a bit more, running it on the Dean's plug. Haven't bothered changing that. But yeah, I've just turned the steering rate right down, so instead of my wheels turning to maximum deflection, they're only moving a minute amount, really. I'd have to turn the car on to show you exactly how much. Motor, everything's good. Motor staying cool. Longest run I've had with this car so far on the 4S, 5600 China Hobby Line battery. I've run probably about 15 minutes and I only managed to use like 30%. I put it on my charger to check it and it still had 60% in the battery. So I was quite impressed with that. It seems to be a pretty durable, hard-wearing car so far. For a road car, you're not going to go and flog guts out of it on dirt and do jumps and whatever, so it should handle everything pretty well. Yeah, there's that little scuff from it skipping up the curb yesterday out front of my house. No breaks, no damages, just a few little scuff marks. I can live with that. But yeah, for 599 Australian dollars, if you're wanting a 1/8 scale car that doesn't have the highest top speed in the world, but it's certainly a lot of fun to drive, plenty of drifting power. I'm not sure how long these tyres are going to last, especially if you keep nailing it off the line. It burns up pretty good. You can see the black lines down the road from where it's been. Yeah, I haven't really got a bad thing to say about it yet. We'll keep using it and see how it goes for its durability and how it's running. I've got no bent shafts. All these HD shafts that they have throughout it seem to be doing really well. Everything's nice and straight, running true. There's no bends or wobbles in any of them. None of my out drives are like getting the wear hole in the side of them from the torque. On any of the out drives, they're all fine. Yeah, so that's my little take on it, guys. But if you want more info on an unboxing, as I say, go and check out Aussie RC Playground Vass. He is excellent. I was sitting on the fence and I was going to wait for a few more videos to come out on this car before I went and bought one, but I watched his unboxing and thought, bugger it, I'll just go and get one. It looks pretty good. I was happy with what he was saying about it, and I don't regret buying it so far. it seems to be a lot of fun, and I would definitely get another one, and be a good Christmas present for yourself or for your kids. Alright guys, see you later.